Hello there everybody, how's it going? It's Jessie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff here on FlossTube, coming to you with a very happy Flossmas! Yay! Flossmas is here, it is December, and we are kicking off the holiday season, which already started, but Flossmas is here, and I'm so excited. I have never done Flossmas before, and of course I would pick the year that I have a little one around to try to do daily videos. Of course I would choose to complicate things even further for myself. But anyway, today is Wednesday, December 1st, 2021, and I want to welcome everybody to my videos. I want to welcome returning viewers and newbies alike. Thank you so much for coming and checking out my channel. I hope that you find something you like and you stick around. These next 24-ish videos are going to be a little bit different. So I encourage you to go back and watch my whip parade to really get a sense of my stitching. These are going to be quick little bitties that I upload from now until and including Christmas Eve. So, yay, I'm so excited. As you can see, I've got a couple of advents. I finally jumped on the advent train. It's going to be nothing new because I have the David's Tea, which is really popular, and then I have one from Patchwork Rabbit, but I know that Michelle, Mama Loves You GB, she's also doing the Patchwork Rabbit, and she uploads quite a few hours before I do. So if you watch her before you watch me, then you'll be spoiled on what I open, but hey, that's okay. We're also going to I'm going to show you what I'm stitching on each day, and I have another plan that I'm going to be working on each day. So we're going to do some fun stuff. I'm excited. Like I said, I've never done Vlogmas before, Flossmas, any of it. And I'm excited to try. So I had full on intended on filming a regular update FlossTube before this point. Certainly like dead stop yesterday. And obviously I never did that. I missed the whole month of November, which was not my intent, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And so instead of filming a full update and doing these Flossmas videos, I'm instead going to sprinkle some of that FlossTube update throughout these first few videos. So some things that I would have covered in a regular update, I'm going to add in to these first few Flossmas. So the first ones are probably going to be a little bit longer because that's the way it works. So today I thought we would start off by talking about finishes because I had 2 finishes in November. 2. And I am so excited to show them to you and to talk about that. So let's start there. We'll keep the anticipation growing for the advents over there. Okay, so the first thing that I finished, which I told you I was going to work on until finished, and I did, was Mirabilia's Raven Queen. Love her. I was trying really hard to finish her by Halloween and it just could not happen. Couldn't happen, but that's okay. I finished her in the first few days of November and so excited. So this is Mirabilia Designs number 139. This was my oldest Mirabilia by a lot. I started it in October of 2015 and she is all done. Beads and backstitch and all. So let's go ahead and show her. This is on a 32 count Belfast linen in Haunted by Picture This Plus. This is old Haunted, and I know that it looks a little bit more bluey purpley these days. But back when I got this a long time ago, it was pretty green. I think she looks stunning on it. Oh, I'm so excited. She has just over 1,000 beads. And so she's not super bead heavy, but she's got some bling, especially there in her neckline. Her necklace is lots of sparkles, and her crown, obviously. So some changes that I made. I did her skin 1/1, because that's how I do. I like the way it looks, and it's a lot of work, but I think it's worth it, personally. I also swapped out the black for Anchor Black. Anchor Black in the skeins. I've heard tell that Anchor Black in the spools is not great. It's not the same. And so I just wanted to make that distinction. I don't know that for myself, so it's all hearsay as far as I'm concerned. But I used Anchor Black in the skeins. I think that Anchor Black gives better coverage than 310 does. That's just based on my experience. Here it looks incredibly good. The black is almost too solid. And that's partly because this is a picture that's plus linen, which means it's probably more like a 34 count, 35 count. Plus it's kind of a darker fabric, so that kind of helps the coverage a little bit. But I think the Anchor Black is it's a fluffier thread. It's a fuzzier thread. It takes up more space. So I did that. I also swapped out the Krynex for Petite Treasure Braid, for which I will have the conversion linked in the description box below. And I swapped the beads for Delicas. So let me close in on her crown. Ooh, camera does not focus too well, does it? No, it really doesn't. So I'll take some pictures and I'll insert them so that you can see the beads. They are Delica beads, which means they are cut beads. They're not seed beads, so they're all fairly uniform in shape and size. Mill Hill beads are seed beads, and they tend to be kind of all over the place as far as sizes are concerned. So I used Delicas, and for the most part, I had to come up with my own conversion for that. I, more often than not, will go to Northern Expressions Needleworks blog. She has a bead conversion. I'll see if I can remember to link it down below, so that you can just go straight to it. And I found it's not entirely robust. It doesn't have everything. Like a one-to-one conversion, so I started there, but I had to really pick my own beads based on comparison images. So I have a million beads because I had to buy a couple of possibles for several of these. On top of that, I ordered from a new to me bead source, which I love. I love them, don't get me wrong, but you get a lot of beads. This is the smallest volume, and I think it's 2.5. I think it's 2.5 grams. And I mean, it might as well be full. Yeah, so a ton of beads. And one of them, I had to buy the 25-gram bag. Just a heads up, if you use a Delica bead conversion and you have to buy the 25-gram bag of the purple beads, don't do it. It's just used around her collar. Don't do it. It's not worth it. That's a lot of money. I'm gonna have to find something to do with that. Maybe an all-over bead project or something. Anyway, so those are the changes that I made. If anybody wants my Delica conversion, you're more than welcome to message me, but that's a kind of a very particular personal thing. So yeah, started her in 2015, finished her November 3rd, 2021, approximately, and this is a total estimate, 70 total stitching days. I don't think it was actually that much, but just to err on the higher side. I started this project and this is some memories, so go down memory lane with me. I started her in the days of Stitch Mania. We had a stitch along when this design was released by Mirabilia, was called Bring Home the Raven Queen. And in the early days of my floss tube, I told this ridiculous, obnoxious story about what I was going to work on for that Sal and why. And she's finally ready for the party. Finally ready. 6 years late, it's fine. Yeah, there's some memories here. And this project outlived the group Stitch Mania, which is a little bizarre. That's a little weird. But anyway. So yeah, so there is my Raven Queen. And I am so excited, not only to have her finished, but to work on some other Mirabilias. So now's a good time to insert the Pass the Stash. I'm going to pass this pattern along. For these Vlogmas, Flossmas videos, I would like to pass some things on. I can't promise that I'm going to do this every day, and I can't promise what it's going to be. I haven't got it all planned out. This is kind of seat of my pants a little bit. But nonetheless, today we're going to do a Pass the Stash. This is my original chart. It has a couple of red marks along the side outside of the pattern. Otherwise, it's unmarred. I never highlighted on this one. So feel free to use this one as you like, but it's practically spotless. Not totally, but practically. So yeah, so let's give this away. So a couple of things about these giveaways. Please do not mention giveaway, contest, win, me please, any of that. Don't do it. I'll delete your comment. I hate deleting comments, but I will do it. Please be a subscriber. Please be 18 or over in order to be able to give me your address. I will ship anywhere. However, be aware of your own travel restrictions and mailing restrictions once it leaves my house. My hands are I'm off of it. Hands off of it. So once I ship this, it's up to the Postal Service. So if you are outside of the United States, just be aware of what your shipping situations might be. I know that some places are still refusing incoming packages, so just be aware of it. Instead of me please, use the word Corvid, C-O-R-V-I-D, in your comment below if you would like to get this, a little Christmas present from me to you, a little Pass the Stash. So Corvid, C-O-R-V-I-D. I figure Raven Queen, that's probably going to be a little complicated, considering some people might want to comment and say, I love your Raven Queen. So let's do Corvid, C-O-R-V-I-D, in your comments below. I will pick a winner in time for my vlog tomorrow. So you have very limited time to watch this. But once I hit record on that, then I'll pick a winner for this. And so yeah, so good luck everybody if you want to win and stitch her. My second finish for November was Elephants by Jayne, Netley, Mayhew. I didn't bring my book, but that's okay, because here it is. You know what it looks like finished. This is from the book Cross Stitch Safari, and up until yesterday, this was my oldest whip. I'm trying to figure out how to get both me and them in this frame at the same time. Aren't they beautiful? I'm going to miss this project. I'm going to miss it quite a lot. Yep. So, like I said, started in 2015. I have August 9th down. I'm not entirely sure if that's the right one. I started it for a stitch along with the Cross Stitch It's Fun group. So there's another defunct cross stitch group that my projects have outlived. Beautiful. So this fabric is a 32 count linen in aqua by Fabric Flare. It's not a Zweigart linen. It's stiffer than a Zweigart, not quite as stiff as a Witch Owl linen, and it's also not as open as a Witch Owl linen. So my stitches don't look great on this. I had to fight with a lot of my stitches. I had to railroad a lot of my stitches to get them to lay nicely. I mean, it still turned out beautiful, don't get me wrong. I'm not mad at it. I will be hesitant to try this linen again in the future. But it's beautiful. I wanted a soft mottled blue, and I think I got this on the clearance section on 123 Stitch. Perfect. So yep, my elephants are finished. I can't remember the estimate of stitching days, maybe 60 stitching days? A lot of which were this year. I think I've spent like 20 something days on it this year. But I had a lot to do this year. All of Papa, or Big Tony. So let me go through their names. This is Baby Celeste. Tracy P named her 5 years ago. Then the mama here is Nicki Minaj, because she's got a big butt. And we have Big Tony over here. He's in a big hurry, as you can see. He's walking pretty quickly. Keeping the herd moving. So Big Tony was stitched this year. Baby Celeste's belly and legs up here, those were stitched this year. And the grasses were all stitched this year. This design, believe it or not, has 12 colors, I think. 12 or 13 colors. That's it. Isn't that wild? Ha, pun intended. But isn't that wild? All that detail with just a few colors. These are fantastically fun charts, and I look forward to stitching a couple more. I would really like to do the chimpanzee from this collection. So very excited for this. Baby Does Stuff's room is done in elephants. Elephants have always been a favorite animal of mine, and I always think back to one year we were home in Michigan for Christmas, and we went to the Toledo Zoo. Don't ask me how we got from home in Christmas to the Toledo, Ohio Zoo? I don't know, but we went to the Toledo Zoo in December, which is not typically a time you would expect the animals to be out and about, but it was unseasonably warm, and I could have sat watching the elephants I could have sat there for days, happily, just watching them exist in this world. I don't know. It was breathtaking. Anyway, so this will hang up in Baby Does Stuff's room once I get it framed. I have to give it a wash and iron. It needs it something fierce. I mean, you see these creases. But I'm hoping to get this to the framer fairly quickly. Beautiful. So those are my elephants. All done. Okay, so that concludes the finishes. So I have some more projects that I worked on in November that I'll sprinkle about the next few days. I have some haul, I have some plans, I have lots of stuff that I'd like to talk about with you. So we'll just kind of spread it out a little bit. One thing that I did want to start up here at the very beginning. We are going to Michigan, middle of December. And I cannot fathom taking an infant as well as like all of my stitching. It's not going to happen. But it would be really great if I could take some in-hand stitching. If I could learn how to stitch in hand, that would be fantastic. It would just unencumber me so much. So I would like, I think, to learn how to stitch in hand. And I'm thinking an Aida is probably the way to go. Just to try to, for the consistency's sake and for it to not be so floppy and that sort of a thing. So my question to you all, specifically to those of you who stitch in hand, if I was to get an Aida, should I get a sort of a stiffer Aida, like kit Aida, or should I start with something maybe a little softer? And if the answer is something a little bit softer, what are your recommendations for a softer Aida? Because I would really like to learn how to stitch in hand, and so I think that's how I need to go about it. So let me know. Okay, now this will be the regular portion of the Flossmas videos. What am I currently stitching on? I'm so glad you asked. I have a number of things that I would like to work on this month, but no rhyme or reason as to when I'm going to work on each of these things. And so my intention is to put them all in a wheel and spin, and we'll see what shakes up. I have a couple of new starts that are going to happen this month, including one restart, but we'll cross those bridges when we get there. But when I got up this morning, I like to have my morning stitch before Baby Does Stuff gets up at about 8:15, and since I get up at about 7, that's a good window for me to get started off on the right foot. And so I just picked something that I wanted to work on this month. It's something that I would like to finish already. So this is Santa Coming to Town by StitchRovia. And so I did a little bit of stitching this morning, not a whole lot. Started some roofs and worked on some presents. I know I've got a bunch of parked threads here because that's just how I like to do things. But this is all I have left. I mean, that's all I have left. So I'm hoping that I can get that done in a few days. I started this piece for Stitch Mania 2017, and for the last couple of years I have tried to just finish it, and for whatever reason, this one always makes it into the next year. This one is not coming with me to 2022. Mark my words, I'm gonna finish it this time. This fabric, which never videos proper, and it never photographs proper, it's so much richer than that. It is a 32 count Belfast in Ice Crystals by Hand Dyed by Stephanie. And I'm using all of the called for DMCs. You see I finished elephants, so the needle minder moved over. Yep. So yeah, so that's, where am I going here? That's where I am starting from, and I will update you guys tomorrow. So in addition to the advent every day, I also have a magnetic ornament advent that I'm going to do with Baby Does Stuff. That won't be here till Saturday. So we'll have to play catch up a little bit, but I will update you all on its progress as we go along. In addition to those advents, there's also another stitching or knitting project that I'm going to work on every day. I think I have 18 or 19 rows left of my 3-color cashmere shawl. I started this behemoth, I think, in 2016. I think. And don't quote me on that. I don't remember exactly. A very long time ago. This is by Locatelli. I started it for a sale with the Grocery Girls back when they were fairly new to the knitting world, or certainly the online knitting community presence. Yeah, and I would very much like to get it finished. So I think, like I said, I think I have 18 or 19 rows left. If I can do 1 row a day, and it's nearly 500 stitches currently. They're very much bunched on here. So it's not a small task to manage that much knitting a day when I'm doing all of the other things. But 1 row a day, we'll see this finished in time for Christmas, which I think would be great. To have a hot pink shawl in time for Christmas. So let me go through some details on this one. The yarns, let's see, the gray, the dark gray, bluey gray, and the pink are both by the Plucky Knitter in their Primo fingering base, which is an MCN, a merino cashmere nylon base. And the colors are Poet's Corner for the blue gray and CC Bloom for the hot pink. They had a classic subscription a whole long time ago, and so they made some colorways based on some movie classics. And so that's what those are. I doubt that they have these colors still available, but they might. The creamy color is Dream in Color Smooshy with Cashmere. It's also an MCN fingering base in the color Crying Dove. So just 3 semi-solids for this one. And as you can see, I'm in the lace section. I have the first repeat of 3 or 4, and oodles of yarn. Oodles. So I'm gonna get this done. I think my next row is a lace row. I'm very excited. I like the lace rows much more than the 500 purl stitches for the back. So I will update you all tomorrow, and hopefully I'll get that row done today. All right, let's do the advents. I'm so excited to do the advents. Like I said, a whole bunch of people are doing the David's tea, but it's fine. I'm excited anyway. So, 24 days of David's tea. I got this probably like a month ago, and it has sat in here, and I come over here and I sniff it. Oh, it smells so good. So I'm going to open this up, and I'm not going to look at the back because the back tells you everything that's in here. Oh, it's so beautiful. Now, my tea steeper, because these are loose leaf teas, it did not survive my mood. It did not survive my move, and so I had to order another one. So I'm not gonna be able to make these teas for a couple of days, but that's okay. So this is Merry Mistletoe. Merry Mistletoe. Okay, open this up. I'm trying not to spill this all over my computer room. Ooh, smell-o-vision. Here you go. Take a whiff. Okay, what is Merry Mistletoe? Did I open the right box? I hope so. Okay, Merry Mistletoe is... Oh dear, they're not in order. Why are they not in order? Well, I'm getting spoiled. There's Merry Mistletoe. Okay, Merry Mistletoe is a white tea. It has apple pieces, raisins, hibiscus, cranberries, cloves, apple slices, cinnamon sticks, mistletoe, white tea, rose petals, cranberry pieces, and stevia extract. I'm so excited for that. I need my new steeper to show up. Or maybe I'll just make it and try to strain it. I'll try to find a way. Anyway, oh, so excited. Okay, this I am so excited about. I was so geeked. So, we have day number 1. And we have whoa, that's pretty. A gorgeous Weeks Dye Works called Bethlehem. That's beautiful. Isn't that pretty? I hope that somewhere in here there's a way to use all of this. If not, wowzers, that's a variegated floss. So we have Weeks Dye Works Bethlehem. So that's it for the advents for today. And I think that that's all I have to show you. So I'm going to head off here, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Happy Flossmas. As always, be kind. See you tomorrow.